Hello, this is Patrick White from AA Commodities and Investments from Spencer, Iowa, with your Monday, March 4th edition of the Market Recap. Today we had corn up 1 3/4 here on May at 374 3/4. May soybeans were up 4.5 at 916 even, and May Chicago wheat was down 1 3/4 at 455.5. So let's start her off here with a disclaimer. Just remember that everything that I say here is not a direct trade recommendation. It's just my opinion. So if you'd like to read the entire disclaimer, please pause the video now. So let's go ahead and jump on into the charts, guys. Kind of an exciting overnight trade. Not a very exciting daytime trade here, really. Just saw this gap up here on the overnight. This just a reversal here on last Friday. Then we saw a gap up on the overnight here. We tested into that 378 level. And that was pretty good resistance, as you can see over here on like the 19th and 20th, where it was support. So we've got some good resistance here at the 378 level in May corn. Good support down there at the 370 mark. I think that's kind of the level that we're going to try and defend here in the coming days. But really couldn't get a close near the highs, which was too bad to see. But overall, if we see some follow through, I'd like to see a push through these 375.5 to 376 level, and then on up to test the 380 resistance level, 380 to 381 in there in May corn. So certainly looking bullish. Just gapped up on the trade news on the overnight. So when you take a look at soybeans, it's kind of the same thing. Got a little bit of a gap up here on the overnight. Rallied pretty good. I think we're up about 12 at one point here in May soybeans. Really, I had resistance pegged at like the 922 mark, and then on up to the top of that channel line, the 932 level. So really, we're just defending the 906 and 912, 913 level, resisting the 926 area here thus far. We'll see if we can get any follow through and get back to the top end of that channel at the 931, 934 mark. If you look at meal, really, why was soybeans gapping up today? We had news over the weekend that the Trump administration asked the Chinese to take off the tariffs here, since they didn't raise tariffs on March 2nd, and we're still waiting on the Chinese to acknowledge that request and get a date set in the future to where we can get these tariffs taken off. So if you look at soybean oil here, really just at the bottom end of this recent range from $30 to $31, just a shade over that. So closed down at the bottom of the range. If this breaks, I would expect soybeans to break with it, and I would expect the meal chart to start leading. Interestingly enough, with the Chinese news over the weekend, meal got a pretty good rally, and we closed up 2.5 today. They were up as much as 4 at one point here, but really just one of the best days we've seen for meal in a while. So if we can get back above that 311 area in May meal, it would look pretty good from a chart perspective. We've held thus far here. We've held the mid to low 300s. So it looks pretty good from a meal standpoint. Getting on in here to May wheat, still just looking for a bottom. I know the U.S. picked up 2 cargoes of Egyptian wheat, of an Egyptian wheat tender here over the weekend, so there could be some better wheat export sales coming here yet. We haven't seen any, reported by any of the for sure agencies. We're just seeing the private estimates here thus far, but looks like just for the time being, 450 is the bottom in Chicago wheat for May for now. We'll see if that can hold here. For what it's worth, world prices were up a little bit and U.S. was down a little bit today, so we could see a little bit of a recovery there. So in April live cattle here, went up and tested, this is last Friday, we tested 130.5, fell off of that pretty good here lately, went down to the 128 level to support from there. So I think we've got good support at the 128 level. As long as we don't break that, we should ratchet between 128 and 130.5. If we break that 128 level, we could be headed down to like 125.80, 126, somewhere in there. So something to keep an eye on. We've had a pretty good rally in cattle here lately, so we'll see if that can continue. April hogs, easily the most interesting chart out of all of these here. Getting some choppy supportive type action. We've got good resistance in here at 56.5 to 57. And if you'll notice here, today they gapped up above that resistance level. So they gapped up and they opened at 57.37. So that was above resistance. And markets tend to gap above and below support and resistance. So I think this thing's starting to, it's looking like it's going to start turning around here. I think we'll see some more choppy, supportive type action. I don't think we're going to, rally really strongly here, but I think that we're going to see some more of this choppy, supportive type action here and see if we can get anything going here. So that's about all I got. I do send out a daily newsletter to my guys, and I do send out advantage alerts, which are phone calls and text messages to make cash sales for grain, and the market's rallying. And you can see where we do that there in those little ellipses there. So if you guys need help with your grain marketing or just like to talk markets, you can sign up for the newsletter online at aa-commodities.com, or you can give us a call at 712-262-7606. So that's about all I got today. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.